Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're taking a look here at Enjin, and just before we do, we look at Bitcoin in a lot of cases. Today, maybe not. I'm gonna probably try to keep this really short, but the bottom line here is that I'm not a financial advisor. If you're new to the channel, just bear in mind that I actually love educating other people on how to become better traders. I have a trading community that's growing day by day, and it's a really cool experience. Check that out in your own time. I actually send out signals for every single trade that I take as well. It's kind of an added bonus there. It's like a signal community group. Really cool. That being said, let's take a look here at Enjin. Enjin is interesting because it obviously took off very quick here recently. I covered it a few days ago, but I figured I'd make a recap video here. Let's go ahead and remark some of the more important spots here. We can see pretty much there is a resistance level right here at about 350 as a really close approximate. We also have the simple fact that we've got a, hold on, let me pull this up. I remember seeing the moving averages. Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. So we did probably see a lot of increase here, and that caused what is referred to commonly as a golden cross. So just keeping that in mind, that kind of came to fruition, and it's no surprise that we see a red day right as it comes, it intersects essentially, and that's because everything was pushed up so hard so fast that the 50 just quickly intersected with the 200. So try not to buy into that too much. Yes, it's valid and relevant in some cases, but in this situation, that is not the reason why we saw this. Looking at the RSI is back down under 70, which is actually very good because sometimes you want to keep the RSI under 70 in order to not have too big of a correction. Yes, that was a pretty big correction. There's no doubt about that, but it couldn't break the resistance, right? Oftentimes when something pushes that hard into a resistance level, it can be very difficult to break. So I'm not surprised by the price coming down where it's at. It's actually very healthy in a lot of ways because we need to have that correction. I mean, you look at that continuation. Was that we're up of almost 7 days worth of bullish momentum. It's a pretty strong increase when you think about it, because that's almost 100%, right around 80% from bottom to top before it hit its highest point. Okay. So all in all, Enjin's still in good shape. Don't think that the price is going to come crashing down. We'll look at some shorter time frames here to kind of identify that, but generally speaking, we're in pretty good shape here. Looking at, see here, the current price. So it does look like it's kind of leveling itself out right around 260. We'll take a look at Fibonacci and kind of see what's going on here and see what kind of support and resistance zones we got. So let's go ahead and mark a few here. So the more common ones, 0.5 is pretty strong resistance in a lot of cases, so it could resist out when it comes back up. We'll go ahead and mark this guy here as well, 242, and then the very last one, the potential resistance right here at about 265. Okay. That's kind of what we're looking at there for the support and resistance zones. Let's take a quick look here. RSI is back under 70, which is great. We had a MACD divergence here effectively. That's pretty standard when the price comes back down. And if we take a look at the 1 hour chart, I'm willing to guess that we are within or below the cloud. Yep, there we are. We're right below the cloud. So if you're new to the channel, Ichimoku cloud is a very underused indicator, and it works out very well for helping you understand if it's buy signal or sell signal, or just kind of more so a neutral signal. When the price is above, it's considered a buy signal, right? So hypothetically, you'd gotten in somewhere over here, you'd be in pretty good shape. If you got in anywhere around here, you'd have been in good shape. Even right here would have been fine because it bounced off the cloud, right? All of these situations would have gained you a pretty decent percent, right? I mean, we look at what, anywhere between 80 to 40% from bottom to top. So the bottom line here is that next time you see the price above a cloud on the 1 hour chart more specifically, it might be a good consideration to maybe consider taking entry. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not the only indicator you ever want to use, but it generally helps narrow down the fact that you're on the right side of the momentum, right? So simply put, when the price is currently where it's at right now, it broke down below the Ichimoku cloud. Therefore, it's considered to be kind of somewhat of a resistance here, and it's got a few things kind of working against it, okay? The bottom line here is that with the price being under the cloud, it's typically referred to as a sell signal. Doesn't mean you got to sell right now, but there's a bottom line here in the sense that the fact that the price could retrace and come back down further. If it does, of course, we'll look at other Fibonacci retracement lines. I think this is going to be a pretty good line at about 243. However, it basically means that in order for the price to become bullish again, so to speak, the price will need to be under or above the cloud rather. And what that just means is, the cloud will eventually work its way down because this is working its way down, right? So it kind of follows that. It's just kind of predicting what will happen. Therefore, when this cloud lowers and the price continues to go sideways and consolidate, that's actually a very good thing. It'll effectively continue to progress above that, and that would be a good entry point right there in that point when the price breaks back above the cloud. Okay, so just something to really also, try to pay attention to. It helps me tremendously. It probably took me from like a 70 to an 80% success rate overall, and I average now about 85% with my signals that I send. And I can tell you, it's a lot of it has to do with the cloud. It's just that extra little confirmation, that insurance almost for trading. So, anyways, I recommend you definitely check that out. I use it pretty consistently in my trading community. So, if you end up referring to that, and by the way, we have a discount now until the end of December to ensure that you pay a lot less. You actually lock in your rate for the entire time. So check that out. Of course, once December rolls around, we do have to increase the amount just based on our a lot of members here at this point. Regardless, to summarize here, let's take a quick look at the big picture and kind of see where we're going to be here. So, the bottom line here is in order for Enjin to take off, it has to break that resistance, right? Which is this guy here. So we got a resistance at about 346. And we also need to note too, this is a resistance channel. So right up at almost exactly $4. I think that is exactly $4, $3.95, somewhere in there. There is essentially the all-time high, right? So you got to honor that. You got to respect the all-time high, but you also need to respect where the price action closed on the one-day candlestick previously. And that's essentially the one-day candlestick high, if you will. So that's why this creates a resistance channel. It's not just one line, there's two to complete that. It obviously rejected off of that here recently. So depending on how the price action will respond to this support level of 242 and or breaking through the resistance of 264, that will effectively help us understand where it's going next. So I'll try to keep a closer eye on this hill. I'll keep looking at it more consistently to make sure. I've got a few other coins too that I get a lot of requests on, like Mana's pretty big now, right now, obviously. So is Shiba Inu, and there's a few other smaller ones that I need to keep a closer eye on more consistently because these lines, these Fibonacci retracement lines, change and progress as time goes on. We need to kind of see how that happens and kind of reevaluate as we go along. But for now, I speculate the price is going to go sideways. We want to go sideways before it increases back to the upside, just due to the simple fact that consolidation is important, especially after ramped up about 80% in 5 trading days. It needs a period of correction. But don't stress. We got a pretty strong support channel here, and I think we're going to be in pretty good shape to see that the price progress back up within the next, I would say, couple of weeks. It could even happen sooner. Don't get me wrong. I'm more conservative, like to be realistic in the sense that this isn't going to shoot to the moon. That's not my MO. I like to be more realistic in the fact that yes, once it breaks its all-time high, sure, it'll continue to increase quite significantly. Most coins do that, but until we get there, we need to have a nice period of consolidation and some relaxation. Some nice yoga for Enjin, if you will, in order to get it to where it needs to go. Right. All right. So if you found benefit here, thank you so much. I hope that you did, of course. That's the whole point. And feel free, if you want to learn more, join my Telegram community. That is considered CryptoCache Premium. Link in the description below, above, somewhere around here. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.